Okay, hey everyone. Today we're going to discuss how to make $100,000 with Yieldmax in 1 week with the techniques that we use, including margin, Cornerstone, and everything else that we incorporate into our account. We earn over $600,000 per year in dividends thanks to Yieldmax and margin. They help us live the FIRE lifestyle, which means financially independent, retire early. If you need help doing the same, email me for my e-guides at akintodd48@gmail.com. We also have our performance updated now for the weekend, so I'll get to the chat in 1 second. But as you can see by our performance, we're up 15% for the year now. 15%, 14.94, and after today's gains of being up 0.75 or 14,000, 0.75, as you can see above, that's blowing away the indexes. The indexes are flat, 0.08 for the NASDAQ, 0.1 for the Dow. This is all thanks to margin, of course, but also we have these other vehicles in the portfolio that are helping with this outperformance. You can see today they're at 0.92% with margin factored in. Okay, so I basically have 5 ways to get these performance results. Okay, to get 100,000 in 1 week, which last week you remember my account was at about 13.95. Now we're at 14.95. Okay, so how do we get that? 14.95, $100,000 jump in 1 week. I'll show you 5 things that contributed to that in my account right now. All right, so again, after today's gains of being up over 1%, we'll be up probably, we're at 0.9, whatever it is percent, as you can see here, 0.92. That means it's pretty much 1%. We'll be up almost 16% tomorrow. So we're really blowing away the indexes right now, and that's thanks to, of course, Cornerstone. Okay, this is my largest holding. As you can see here, Cornerstone. Cornerstone, what's so special about Cornerstone is it gives you this drip at NAV feature, all right? And I talk about it all the time, but our drips are absolutely compounding right now. And I didn't even mean to talk about Cornerstone at the beginning of this video, but at 1/6 here, you see, for example, 69% return here, 1/6/2023. Well, let's go with something early in the month, like from 2025. Okay, if we go to an earlier lot of 2025, you can see we have drip gains. Okay, so for example, 4/21/2025, you can see the 22% gain here. That's because I wish I could show you an accurate lot here. Again, I didn't plan on doing this, but what we have in Cornerstone is obviously the drip at NAV, okay? And that's really compounding up for us. So when you look at Cornerstone, it's up 1.6 today. You look above with the indexes are flat. That's CLM, and CRF is up 1.9%. So 2% for Cornerstone. Cornerstone, everyone thinks, okay, well, they're going to say, why are you talking about Cornerstone on a Yieldmax video? Because Cornerstone's one of these 5 pieces. I told y'all last week that compounding is the key to my success. So that's one of the 5 ways that I got 100,000 with Yieldmax. Of course, I use a lot of Yieldmax. I have hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in Yieldmax, but Yieldmax gives us our income that we like, not the capital gains and compounding that we like. And so Cornerstone right here, I always tell everyone who's watching my videos, especially if you're new to this channel, we took it from here to here, okay? From here to here last year for around a 40% gain. Every year we're getting 40 to 50% gains so far since I've been in Cornerstone, because you play this properly around the premium thresholds, not just around the rights offerings, because the rights offering was right here and we sold right here. Thanks to the Discord rights offer announcement. I even used Discord at that point because I don't always use Discord. I'm more old-fashioned. But when I do use Discord, it's for the news. It's for seeing what new funds are launched. And we have over 2,000 members here that are very savvy. And I definitely look at all of their comments when it comes to new funds being launched. And I watch my portfolio recap channel here. Also the Cornerstone discussion only channel. I use this a lot, but I use the RO announcement section here to really outperform in my portfolio. So when we got the N2 filing, that's when we knew to sell at the highs. Okay, so Cornerstone, that's exactly what we did. We sold here right here at the highs, and then you reload back at the lows after the RO is finished. That's all in my volume 4 e-guide if you need help playing Cornerstone. And again, this is my key to compounding. You have to grow your wealth somehow, and so Cornerstone's the first way that we do it. has the 20% dividend. It is indexed, so you can put all your money in it. And we need to do a premium check because Cornerstone has these drips at NAV on top of the 20% dividend. It's only a 16% gain that you have, a 16% premium to the NAV right now. So historically this is low, and that's why today it's up 2% or so, because the average premium levels for Cornerstone are around 20%. And so, you know, you play these premium thresholds properly, you can buy low and sell high irrespective of what the market does. 20% dividend with 16% gains on top of those dividends every month. And then you get these days gains abilities of being up over 1%, almost 2% for Cornerstone. So if you want to know how I'm doing it, that's how I'm doing it. And last week we were buying all on this dip right here. You see this dip right here with Cornerstone. I was alerting in the public videos and in all of my SMS trades. Okay, I have private videos. You can watch my membership only videos. Navy's chewing on something. It's driving me crazy. And we have the SMS alerts. Okay, so I was telling members when I was buying more Cornerstone. All right, so let's move off of Cornerstone. That's point number one. That's how we've gotten ahead. So that's how we've compounded our gains. Excuse me. Now, the second reason why we're outperforming and getting, you know, over 100,000 during this time span of only 1 week is because of my margin. Okay, everyone knows that I use margin here, and you have to understand that when you have a $1 million account, let's just say, not 1.5, and you use 0.5 of margin leverage, so 500,000 of margin leverage is what we have on. You see 373. But if you count these puts that we have sold here, okay, these sold puts, that actually lowered my margin by about 50 to 100 grand. So this is how we're getting more leverage. If you do, again, 0.5 of whatever the market does. So take this example and apply it to your account equivalently. Just scale the numbers the way that you need to scale them, okay? Do it with your same ratio that I have with mine. So if you're on $1 million account and you use 500,000 of margin leverage, then that means you're going to do whatever the indexes do times 0.5. So if the indexes were up, let's say 5% last week, then we're going to be up 7%, okay, or 7.5%. And it's just something that you can almost factor in by a virtue of math, okay? We can control our gains here at the channel. We know how to play the premium thresholds in Cornerstone. We know how to buy low, sell high. And again, you couldn't just, it's not just about the rights offerings. We knew how to sell high here. Not only, you know, buy these lows, but sell high here. This was not a rights offering. That's because you have to understand the premium levels to play Cornerstone around, which again is all in volume 4. So it's not just about the rights offering, because everyone's like, okay, I know how to play the rights offering on my own. For me, it was the N2 filing last year that dropped the stock, and we already had high premium. So anyway, Discord, again, is what helped me out with that. And Discord is free for life when you buy my e-guides, okay? It's the best value in the world, in my opinion, because it's free for life. Bless you, TJ. So again, first way we got this 100,000 1 week was Cornerstone on top of Yieldmax dividends. You have to understand we got about 10,000 in dividends this weekend. We get them every weekend. So you can see here, members, I haven't made any moves today, okay? These are just bills paid, automatic withdrawal, and dividends that you see there. And you can see some of these dividends that we received over the weekend. Bless you, TJ. You know, 1,000 IWY, 1,000 YMAX, 1,500 Coney. So you add these all up. You know, that's another 10,000 to add into that 100,000. So first, as I just said, Cornerstone. Second, margin. As you use this margin, you're doing whatever the indexes do times 0.5. Now, I don't understand why people think margin is so risky, okay? If you use a small amount of margin, you can't even get hurt because my dividends pay back my margin in less than a year. So my margin goes away with my dividends. So there's no risk to this strategy of mine in particular, because my dividends of, you know, about 700,000, between 600,000 and 800,000 per year, pay back the margin in less than 1 year. And also, even if I never paid back this margin, I would still not have much risk compared to my account size. So if you just use a small amount of margin, you're just going to do what the indexes do times whatever you do with the margin. You can almost time your watch by it, okay? If the market averages 10% per year, 7 to 10% per year, you can expect to earn about 15% per year if you use 0.5 margin. Now, I don't advise you using 0.5 margin. I'm more experienced. In volume 3, I share with you what I think are the more appropriate levels to use margin with your account. And I lay out how I use margin and equity to live free from 9 to 5. As you can see here, Cornerstone, the big key with Cornerstone is maintenance. And what I do with my channel here is we use margin, but we do it safely. We watch the maintenance levels. And maintenance is so key because for every $1 you put in your account, you get $4 of purchasing power. So for me, $1 in my account. Hey, Chris, can you please take her outside? Just take her outside. For every $1 you put in your account, you get $4 of purchasing power, okay? $4 right here. You don't see 4 million or whatever it is of purchasing power because I have so much leverage on, okay? So that takes away my purchasing power, and that's because all the equity that we invest in has maintenance, and you need to understand maintenance in order to live the FIRE lifestyle. If you need help understanding maintenance, that's also in volume 3. So we're using margin, but you don't really see the 500,000 because we have these sold puts. And again, these sold puts, they really lower my margin significantly. They give me extra performance. A lot of people don't know why. They always ask me, why do you sell these kinds of puts? At the end of the day, not only does it lower my margin, not only does it give me extra performance, so that's how I'm getting, outsized gains this year compared to the indexes, up 15% for the year. It gives me margin reduction ability, outsized gains, and it lowers my volatility and it lowers my risk because it lowers my cost basis. But ultimately what they do is they give me just exposure to the indexes that day or whatever asset class I want that day. So I'm getting exactly what I asked for when I sell options. I can predict how my account will act if I layer more indexed options on top of my margin. Okay, and to sell options, it's like the safest way to get ahead. It's like selling, it's almost like free money because you're just selling time and volatility. Selling options, if you need help with that, that's all in my volume 6 if you're wondering how I'm doing this with my options. All right, so you're not going to see, again, the 500,000 of margin leverage because a lot of it is taken away by these sold options, which are just almost free money for me, easy money on top of my dividends and capital gains, which we get from Cornerstone. And Cornerstone gives you that easy money as well because it gives you the day's gains like you have today, so you don't even have to work. If you have all of your account in something, it's compounding easier. 2%, you're up that day. If you have $1 million in something and it's up 2%, I mean, you're up a significant amount of money. I mean, 10% on a $1 million account for me, 1% is $10,000. So 10% would be $100,000. How do we jump up $100,000 in 1 week? So that's about 10%. Well, if the indexes were up 3 to 4%, as you can see here by our performance, again, let's go back to performance. You see that we're up 15%. The indexes are up 3.5%. So I remember last week they were down 1%. So if they jumped about 4%, and then we have our 0.5 of leverage, okay, then you're going to see almost twice what the market's doing, okay, 0.5 what the market's doing. The market's up, again, 4%, let's say. We're going to be up almost 6%. So where's that other 4% coming from? Well, I just laid out. Part of it was the compounding from Cornerstone. It's just growing. It's snowballing now. I was buying some last week. I couldn't buy enough last week because now my account has grown. I need to account for the new position size the position size I have in Cornerstone, the weightings that I have in it, it's still too low now because my account has grown. So we'll be updating that in the members only videos. Maybe not today because I haven't made any moves, members, but tomorrow we'll do a members only video. Again, I haven't made any moves today. The only thing I'm going to do is add to my put option since we're at these highs, because I like to keep insurance on at all times. It's just like having house insurance. I'm going to lose with this house insurance, with this option insurance, but I'm going to do it anyway since we've had another update today. I'll update you all in the SMS text today. And then tomorrow we'll go over that in the video tomorrow morning as well. Again, there's really nothing to do today because I haven't made any moves today. If for all my members, since y'all are all watching, y'all are probably wondering, what's going on today in the account? What moves am I making? Ikaika, all right, glad you upgraded, by the way, to the SMS. So you'll see my SMS options move today, Ikaika, okay? After this video is over. Okay, so and then we'll do a members only video tomorrow once again. So these sold options, all right, you can't take these out of your math, okay? When you're trying to figure out how I'm getting all this money in 1 week, I just told you the indexes are up 4%. We're going to do whatever the indexes do times 0.5 because of my margin. And then you don't even see a lot of that here because they're in the sold options. The sold options lowered my margin. And then we had Cornerstone compounding. So that's 3 things. And then dividends. We got 10,000 in dividends this week. That's 4 ways to grow your account, okay, in 1 week like I did. Okay, Cornerstone being probably the biggest way that I did it. I took my account from 15,000 to 100,000 because of the triple C's, okay? Triple C's, that's the C's Cornerstone and the triples, the leverage ETFs. I did that after 2020, and then we went from 100,000 to 1 million thanks to Cornerstone, the triple C's, but more so Cornerstone, margin, and then Yieldmax, okay? And we've been up 40 to 50% each year since we started this channel. So that's why that's why we've grown from essentially 500,000 to 1 million right before your eyes. I've had about 400,000 worth of loans. So we're at 1 million and we've had 400,000 worth of loans. So, 1 million we've made and 400,000 of it, a 1.1 we've made, 400,000 of it or so is loans. Okay, now, what's another way that we've gotten this outperformance? Okay, is it just Yieldmax? And I haven't even mentioned Yieldmax, have I? Well, y'all have to understand, I'm glad y'all stuck around, I kept the best part for last. The other reason why we're up so much today is because of Yieldmax, okay? Yieldmax, we've been buying a ton of these funds, like, for example, AMD. I've told y'all all in my videos, everyone please like this video right now. If you haven't liked the video already, please like this video, okay? Like and subscribe. It's how you get alerts on all of my videos, okay? Even if you just watch my channel and you haven't liked my videos or haven't subscribed, sometimes if you don't like them enough, then they don't get recommended to you. And so this will also get my videos out to more people. We all need financial freedom in our lives and more financial literacy. So AMD, all right, we were buying AMDY, for example, with AMD. So we've been buying the Superb 10, Tremendous 20. Go see my past videos if you don't know what those are. And the triple C's. The triple C's, Superb 10, Tremendous 20s, these things have been on a tear. Go look at AMUU, for example. So we're buying AMDY with Yieldmax. But we're also getting gains from AMUU, which is up from 15 to 30, okay, in only a couple months, all right, AMUU. So that's 100% gain right there. These things have been on fire. Our Superb 10 names, Tremendous 20. You can find all my allocations again in the membership section on YouTube, and you can see my allocations there, how I'm getting these outsized gains. I just mentioned Cornerstone, options, dividends, how I use margin, but 0.5 times, which you don't see at all because the options hide some of that margin and lower my interest. And then you can see all my allocations here in the membership section on YouTube. All right, so those Superb 10 names, they're really crushing it. The triple C's, really crushing it. We bought, for example, more UDAO last week, and we're already up 11% in this position. We even delevered out of some things to lower my margin, got into UDAO, made more money on the upside, lowered our risk because we're at the highs at the same time. Those techniques are all found in Volume 7, my latest e-guide. Volume 7, the triple C's, it's how I'm really getting ahead. I can't stress that enough. Cornerstone, I already laid it out to you and why we're getting ahead with the compounding and Cornerstone. But then the triples, we're up hundreds of percent in our triples positions. But you don't just buy them, okay? There's a way to do it, and that's all in Volume 7. So Superb 10, Tremendous 20, the triple C's, that's how we're getting more capital gains on top of the Cornerstone compounded gains, on top of the Yieldmax gains, okay? Yieldmax, like I just said, AMDY, that was on fire for us. We have, look at these other names, okay? Look at, for example, Exxon. All right, Exxon had a nice move up there. Look at this. We bought this right at the lows in my membership videos, right at the lows. How do we do it? Because I have the whole market in my portfolio. It's just a matter of adding to or taking away from which sectors are undervalued, okay? Because I have all the sectors in my portfolio. And so it's really easy for us to just bolt on things as the market's growing. As the market dips, we know exactly where we can dip from. Buy the dip at. Sometimes tech is down, but the rest of the market is up. So we're using all these things, all these sectors, all this diversification to get ahead, okay? Diversification with Yieldmax. Look at Disney, okay? Exxon had a nice pop there. Look at Disney. Huge move, okay? From 90 to 120. Of course, we own DSO. And I could go on and on, okay? Check out, again, my portfolio if you want to see all those holdings and how we're getting ahead with Yieldmax, combining them with our Superb 10, Tremendous 20 strategy, which is an offshoot of the triple C strategies, which are all, again, in volume 7. Visit my website, unconventionalwealthideas.com. If you want more information on my e-guides and our fire community, you can see all my testimonials there. I didn't make any moves today, so we're not going to do a members video today. This is just for everyone to see, and we'll do a members only video tomorrow morning. Okay, FOMO? What's better, CLM or CRF, Mike? You have to have both to lower your concentration, which lowers your maintenance. Is there only one and two filing a year? Usually. Michael Gordon, CLM, CRF were beautiful last year. Yes, they were. Okay, especially if you played those and you sold those out at the right times. Thanks again, Ikaika. Okay, Supreme, happy Monday. Purist, yes, it is. Cornerstone's on fire today. Jerry, Vintage. Yep, those are doing well. Vintage, good point. MST and MSII. Being responsible with margin is the key. Absolutely. Justin, make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, thanks everyone for reminding me. Everyone who reminds me, all my members, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to this video if you enjoy this content. All right, Supreme. I like selling options now. And news and more. By the way, I see, gosh, we have a nice little troll today. I see, how about volumes 10, 11, 12, and 14 news? Well, it's just crazy. It's amazing. I wrote the margin. I started this channel. I wrote the margin guide, because so many people ask questions about margin. So that was volume 3. I already have 1 and 2. From my over 20 years of experience in the market, I wrote 1 and 2. Then people wanted help on playing Cornerstone. So that's 4. Then they wanted help on hedging, okay, with options like I do. That's 5. Then they wanted help with selling options like I do. They gave me so many questions about selling options. I had to write number 6. And then we had so many questions on how I use leverage with Yieldmax and all these other funds to get my capital gains with Cornerstone. That's volume 7. All right, appreciate you, news and more. Supreme, I like selling options now. It used to make my head hurt at first. Now it's so simple. It is. It's just like, making easy money. You just sell the time. You just click the mouse, and then you've got the premiums. Okay, it's beautiful. Let's talk about NAV erosion, news and more. Okay, next video, maybe we'll do it. Okay, there is no NAV erosion if you know how to play these properly. All right, just factor back in dividends. Brian, Brian says, news and more. Will you post your P&L? I'd like to see your profitability. Yeah, I would too, Brian. Thanks. Supreme, those E guys are gold. Chill. Thanks, Supreme. I had to slow that down. Okay, those E guides are gold. Chill. Thanks again, Supreme. Really appreciate that. Kelly, hey everyone, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks again, Kelly. Yes, everyone, please like and subscribe right now. Beavis, how many volumes are there in the so-called e-guides? We have 7 volumes, Beavis, 7. Thanks, Supreme. Tiger, YMAX and Ulti outpaces NAV decay while providing a positive total return. Longer horizon, you'll be guaranteed green if they're green in total return, Tiger. Yeah, and a lot of people were saying, how is Ulti positive when it's going sideways like that? It's like a sideways CD account paying you an 80% yield in a CD because the market's going up, it's going sideways, but giving an 80% yield. I would say that's a pretty good deal, wouldn't you, Tiger? Always appreciate your comments, Tiger. Thank you, brother. Michael, 25% SPYU. Yep, we own plenty of SPYU as well. It's 100% maintenance, unlike the others that are 75% maintenance, so just be aware of that. Supreme, and also it's 4 times, so be aware of that. Supreme, how do you hold 4 times overnight? Well, you would never want to, Supreme, but for me, I've held more than my account size overnight. And you can see those all in my earlier videos on YouTube. It's just the way it is if you're a pattern day trader, okay? PDT. All right, 4 round-trip trades, that's how you invoke it. Ife, slowly getting through the E-guide you sent over, up 2.43 with the triple Cs. Way to go. Way to go. I just want to make sure I'm saying your name right. All right, so I'm gonna say O for now until you let me know. But way to go, O. All right, that is fantastic. Glad the E-guides are helping already. Maui, aloha. Great videos always. Just ignore the idiot in the room called news and more. Appears he is starving for attention. Keep up the good work, brother. Thank you, Maui. I will. Thank you. Aloha. Mahalo to you and your family. We know who we're talking about here. Thanks again, Maui. Appreciate you, brother. Brian, everyone finds their own path. Absolutely. Big C, Todd, we appreciate the time you give us. Thanks for helping us get ahead. You bet, Big C. My pleasure. Thanks for that comment. Sergeant, good day. This is Carlos, the QLA. Oh, license plate Marine. Greetings from Arizona. Hey, Carlos. Yeah, nice talking with you this weekend. Dan Pena, he's a hero of mine. And, I would be honored one day if you could make that introduction. Okay. And I would also be honored to meet you as well, Carlos. Okay. Can't wait to meet all my members someday. We'll do an event one time, I promise, okay? Brian, before this channel, what I do at YouTube's over, we'll all get together. Brian, I started learning from Todd and took a different strategy, but still use Todd as a base. I'm up 14.4% for the year, doing my own trades. Not as good as Todd, but I'm on my own now. Hey, Brian, that's still fantastic. Anything that's in line with the indexes or more is excellent. 14%, that's just icing on the cake. Way to go, Brian. Mark, up 2.2% today. Todd's approach works. Absolutely, Mark. Up 2%. That is amazing. That is insane. And a lot of my members have more Cornerstone. I don't know if that's the key with you, Mark, but they have a little bit more than I do because they love it and it drips at NAV. So it's like free money every month. You get that extra paycheck on top of, your dividends. But I don't know if that's the key to your success, Mark, but either way to go, Mark. Okay. Maybe you have more sold options. Let me know tomorrow on the members only or today if you have the time. Hey, Angel, what is your email? My email is aikentod48@gmail.com. When you buy my e-guides, Discord and my phone number are free for life when you buy my e-guides. And I always get back to my members who text me or need me to call them. Paul, Kia ora, Todd, been away a while, spent the night catching up all night. Thank you, Paul. Love the last few videos. Speak, brother. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I was wondering if everything was okay with you. Gotta have that compounding, right? Gotta have it. And that's what's giving us our outsized gains. I mean, our position size is already, kind of ballooning in Cornerstone thanks to the compounding. And I'm going to let it go because we're underinvested in it now as the account has grown. Michael Curry, what's the next entry price for CLF? I got it at 7.55. Head to my members videos, Michael. Okay, that's where we'll always have the latest buys and sells for Cornerstone. Okay, right here, membership section. Okay, in YouTube under memberships. Okay. So thanks for the question, Michael. Will, never mind the trolls, Todd. Stay true to your vision and keep delivering awesome value to the community. Thank you, Will. I will. Appreciate that so much. The shock drop panty dropper. How do I get the other guys 4 through 7? I only have up to 4. Love your stuff. Thanks, panty dropper. Love the name. Okay, and that's all I can say. And just email me. Okay, you can go to my website too. But members who bought my guide, such as yourself, they get volume 7 half off. So just email me. Angel, Angel, stumbled upon your channel. Can I get your email address? Yeah, of course. It's aikentod48@gmail.com. We're up 15% for the year. After today's gains, we'll be up, another percent or so compared to the market. So we're up 16,000 today, 16.5 or 0.89. But when you factor in margin, you'll see that that's pretty much over 1%. Okay, if it's not right at 1%, 1.14%. That's how we're beating all of the indexes. It's with those 5 strategies that I laid out today in this video. All right, again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please click like or subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, okay? I'll do a members only video tomorrow, and then I'll try to do another public video sometime later this week or over the weekend. All right, so again, I really enjoyed this live. I don't know why the video is stopping here. I wanted to show you that income. If you're just now joining, there's the income. It is 671. We'll get that up over 700,000. As the market rises, so are our dividends because a lot of these are call based. All right, so again, I enjoyed it, everyone. I'll see you on the next stream. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.